you have a trajectory at a level of success on the wider scale that few people growing up in the modern Orthodox world have achieved in the media space, meaning we have plenty of doctors, scientists, politicians, all sorts of stuff. Very few have achieved this in the world of media. And thank God, especially as of late, I mean, this is you've been on Conan years ago, you've been on television, but as of late, the attention you've gotten for your special is something really remarkable. And I think a lot of people who would be on that level of attention, publicity, opportunity, it would inversely affect or deleteriously affect their religious identity. And I'm curious, what do you attribute the resiliency of your upbringing, religious identity, that you haven't, I'm going to say it very bluntly, you haven't just left. I mean, there's so much opportunity. There's so much that
you can't leave, David. There's no way to leave. There's no way to go. Like, by the way, I truly believe that, if you say you're modern Orthodox, you're modern Orthodox. Like, sometimes people come up to me after shows, they go, you don't wear a yarmulke, you're not modern Orthodox. And I just go, okay, fine. But, I feel modern, my thinking and reading is around Martin Buber's I Thou relationship with God and Soloveitchik's Lonely Man of Faith. And I have Chavrusa with our mutual friend, Sarah Hurwitz, every week. And my home is a Jewish home in the sense that it's filled with conversation about this. There's no, if I ate bacon, I've never had bacon as the joke you quoted said, but if I ate bacon wrapped Torah scrolls 10 meals a day and picked my teeth with a Ner Tamid, it doesn't, if you think you're modern Orthodox, you're modern Orthodox.
Sounds like a modern Orthodox aristocrats joke just now that you wove.
Yeah. It's a very specific thing, but there's no way to leave. I don't fully understand. If someone says to me, I'm not modern Orthodox anymore, in the back of my mind, I go, okay, but what's your relationship like with, yourself? What's your relationship like with your, it's one of those things where I can be a modern Orthodox Jew who's not even sure that he, believes in God and is still firmly in the tradition of modern Orthodoxy. So but I get your question. Your question is, how have you not, internally, because people respect honest audiences respect emotional honesty that they can identify with and authenticity that they can identify with. And working with Mike Birbiglia, just a little bit of Mike Birbiglia, who's producing my show, is
huge fan of him.
He's the master of the form in American solo show comedy. He is the unquestioned, he's a gadol hador in this. He really is, though. I say that to him sometimes and he has no idea what the I'm talking about, but I'll say, pardon my language, by the way, but he said, you can bleep that if you like, or
I'll bleep that in case your Rabbeim listen. Don't worry.
Yeah. Please bleep. But Mike is and by the way, if you're not Jewish, Gadol Hador is a great of the generation. There are very few people who maintain, we're talking like Rav Moshe Feinstein or Hank Greenberg. They're very few.
Exactly.
But Mike is that. And he really, really encourages it. And he's encouraging an even deeper emotional honesty that I'm not always 100% sure I want or, audiences want. But of course, he's right. And pursuing a bit more of it would be leaning into the person that I am, which is someone who thinks deeply about the Judaism that's invested in his life, as opposed to running away from that. Because running away from that would be dishonest. If I ever start feeling disconnected from my Judaism, my comedy will reflect that. The show happens to coincide with me experiencing, finding more of a community. We made this thing called Saturday Night Seder, me and some friends, which was at the beginning of the pandemic, which was wonderful. And I found more of a Jewish community instead of less of one. But, in times in my life where I'm sure if my comedy is good, or my comedy is reflective of who I am, then that disconnect will be profound. People will be able to, understand what I'm feeling about my own religion by me saying that I'm not feeling it. So does that make sense, David? Like,
no, it does. It's, to me, my only lament is twofold. Number one, that we still have never met in person despite our countless personal connections. And number two, that of all of the interviews that I've done on 1840, this is going to require the most translation, which is something that I actually.
What have I said? Gadol Hador, I guess.
Ner
Right?
Tamid, you dropped a Ner Tamid. I can't get enough of it. I love it.
Ner Tamid is the thing that, the eternal flame that sits above an ark in a synagogue. What else?
No. You've been absolutely perfect.